Hello. As we know, Art Weeks isn't happening this year, so I'm doing the only thing we can, and we're filming it. So I don't really like doing these sort of things. I'm not that great, so please excuse me if it's all a bit. So I'll just walk around. I've done another video where I've walked around the whole show to show you everything that I've set up as if we're doing Art Weeks, and then I thought it might be nice if I do a little talk in each room about little pieces. Anyway, this is the workroom where I do my jewellery and the smaller pieces. We've got plaster there, and then there's some of my more unusual characters, I call them. These are the new pieces that I've been working on, which are half bronze and half bronze wire. So I'm incorporating the wire in with the bronze. So I make the piece to start with the wire on, and then I put everything you see there in bronze is in wax, and then I get that cast, and then I add the rest of the bronze wire on top. They're all completely unique pieces because you can't make a mold of those, and I've really enjoyed making them. They've become very, very popular. So these are some of the new ones I've done for this year in Art Weeks. My plaster pieces that I've worked on in the past. I've been making some little plaster bowls with leftover plaster. What else is there? Another plaster one there. One here with some wire mesh, which gives quite a nice effect, like clothing. There's one in there. And then my little fairies, which I've started doing some more with sort of larger wings and on little bases. And then over here, I've got some of my paintings that I do with the shadow of my sculpture. I hold the sculpture in front of the canvas, and then I draw around the piece and then paint them on top after. And I've done several of those. So anyway, that's this room. Right, so this is the lounge where I have most of the work, the smaller pieces anyway. And as you see in the other video, you'll see the whole thing. I'll show it all. But I've got all my jewellery here, which I will do a separate video just about the jewellery. So I've got some of the smaller plaster ones there, another bronze casting, the wire faces all at the top there, which I've only got these 4 left because they've been very, very popular. I've done a smaller version of the wall mounted one that I normally do, is bigger than that, but that's also a very popular posture. And one of my dancing suspended. I love using dance as a as a inspiration, full of energy and everything. A smaller wall mounted piece there, one of Tony's bronzes. Coming across there's a couple more fairies. I like showing the work like this. I like showing the work in situ, like it would be in your home. So it's not like a gallery so much. You actually see it in a setting that you might actually have it like this in your own house. So there I've got like a sitting piece up there on the bookshelf and a little smaller one there. And some of these bronzes that I've made here that are based on dance, weirdly, but I've got about 26 I want to do of those, but that's another project that I have yet to complete. This is another one of the bronze dancers, and this bronze, that was the only piece I've had done in a foundry. I had that done at Lockbund. And they made a mould which was quite intricate because the fingers are very, very skinny. They have to do it all separately. But anyway, that's an edition of 9. And that's a proper foundry bronze. And then another one here with the wire mesh, looking like a dress. One with wings. Another suspended dance. And then this piece here, which is like the half bronze, half wire ones, which I've made, where I made a dress all out of skulls, and had that cast. That took ages to make. And a dance and plaster on a plaster base so that I could make pieces that were a bit more well, they balance on one leg, so I have to have them on a base like that. And I've done some smaller ones that size there, 30 centimetre. And then these ones all on here are my normal 40 centimetre small pieces that I've always been doing. And so, oh, and here on this lovely wooden shaft unit made by Tony, some of my more of my bronze figures there, and oh, and there's a bronze one that Tony did too. Wire faces and various bits and pieces. So that is the lounge area. So now we'll go into the garden. Okay, so here we are in the garden, and we've been having such glorious weather. It's unbelievable, and today's perfect. It's all still and lovely. And these are the medium pieces that I make. All of my pieces actually can be outside or indoors. They're all galvanized steel and some aluminium, coloured aluminium for the hair, and some of that in the body too. So they do stay exactly like this, and they're perfectly fine in all weather. I make this size, which is about a metre. It's about 120 centimetres if you include the hair in it too. It's actually on a stand like that, and can be on a grass or anywhere on a stand, inside or outside, and they look brilliant lit. That's a medium size sitting on its stand there. And then I do the life-size pieces, which tend to go outside just because they're big. But there's plenty of really beautiful homes that I've put them in. But as with the others, they can all be outside. This is a dance couple that I've made. It's the first time I've done a pair this size, and I'm really happy with it. I love it. It's very dynamic, full of energy, and work really well. I'm very, very happy with that. I'll be doing more of those. One of my pieces coming out of the ground, medium suspended with the really bright red hair. Medium smaller one with the curling legs. And then these pieces here, which are on stone and driftwood, sitting there fighting the elements. Yeah, very popular those ones are. And then I've done a smaller one here. Haven't done that size before, just thought I'd try a different size one. And then there's this little installation I made of bits and pieces of things that I've made ages ago, actually, that I've just found in the garden. And I thought, oh, they're nice, and I was going to get them all out, and then I actually quite liked the way they were, so I left them there. Anyway, that is the garden. Okay, right, as some of you know, I was originally trained as a jeweller many, many years ago, and I still do the jewellery. It's lost wax I use, which is what I use for my bronze pieces, so I've incorporated the two things. I've never stopped making the jewellery. I really enjoy it, but I just do a very small limited range, which I only show in Artweeks every year. Unfortunately, it's really quite hard to film this and make it look okay, so I don't know the best way to do it, but let me just show you some of the larger pieces that I do, which are in my style is to have like little charms on each piece. So I've got some of those, and there's another one there with a fairly heavy chain which sit quite high up in your neck. And then I've started to do a range where I've got longer chains and shorter chains, but they're thinner. And I like the idea of wearing like several pieces all at the same time, so you end up with like a whole bunch of necklaces on, all hanging one after the other, but at different heights. So you could just wear one or several. And I've got different thicknesses, different types of chain. some of the longer chains that can be wrapped around twice, and so you could wear it really, really long, or you could wrap it around itself like through the hoop again, and it can be shorter. I've got some of my bracelets here that are just like charm bracelets too, and then I have all my rings over here. Which are some skull ones, some dotty ones, plain. Anyway, all of these can be seen. I'm going to photograph everything as much as I can. It's such a shame that I can't show people. I wanted to show people that are interested how you can wear the different necklaces. There's so many different options as to how you can put them together, that it would be nice. I'll try and do that somehow. Anyway, that's my jewellery. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching all my little videos. It was such a shame we couldn't do Art Week, and see everybody, all the people that have been coming to see me for the last 21 years, which is how long I've been doing this now. Hopefully we'll be back in full swing next year. If you'd like any more information, please email me, rachelducker@hotmail.com, or have a look at my website, rachelducker.co.uk, and also there's my Instagram, which is I keep updated a lot more regularly, and that's rachelducker98. Other than that, thank you very much, and see you next year.